This is Paccarectambo, a small town just an hour and a half from Cusco, Peru. The locals know it as the birthplace of the Inca Empire, with history tracing back hundreds of years. We came here to participate in a cultural exchange program at the town's local school, teaching English, learning about Quechua traditions, and living with the local family who welcomed us into their home with open arms. But how did we end up here? That story starts 1,000 miles away in Cali, Colombia.
When we were in Cali, Colombia, we met a girl named Gabby, and she's a Peruvian Masters of Education student. And we were having conversations with her, just telling her about Nomads. She was telling us what she was doing. She ended up telling us about a small town in Peru called Paccarectambo. And in Paccarectambo, there is a school that she had set up a cultural exchange program with. And just based off of what we're doing, our experiences, everything that Nomads is about, our identity, she thought it'd be a good idea if we got in touch with them and if we try to do a part of the program with this cultural exchange.
And so that's what we did. We ended up contacting the program coordinator while we were in Peru about 4 to 5 weeks later. Got everything set up, and basically everything was planned. So as soon as we got to Cusco, we were going to go straight to Paccarectambo and be able to participate in the program, basically being English teachers for a couple of days to be able to share our culture, what we experienced, but also get to learn a little bit about what they were doing.
So before going there, we were actually in Arequipa, Peru, which is about 10 hours from Cusco, which is the point of departure for us. So we took a night bus from Arequipa, the 10 hours overnight, got to Cusco at like 5 in the morning, and we went straight into it. Shayla was waiting for us outside in a car. We tossed our bags on top because there wasn't enough room. The only way to get to Paccarectambo from Cusco is via shared transport. So it wasn't just us and Shayla. It was us, Shayla, and like a couple other people, like nurses, teachers, just trying to get to work.
Yeah, the thing about it is, like, I honestly would say that I was still like half asleep.
Yeah, completely,
and
no doubt.
We threw our bags on top of the car. It was kind of like a SUV, small SUV. And we just got straight into it. We had an hour and a half drive to Paccarectambo. So once we got there, we arrived to the school. We dropped our bags off, and we went straight into teaching.
Like, we maybe had 20 minutes before we were teaching. Shayla set us up, though, because our first class was the best kids that we had, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
We were teaching, I want to say they were third grade age, so around 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
And they were really awesome. They were, like, super, super excited. It was super basic. We were not doing anything crazy, you know, but we were playing Simon Says with them, teaching them basic command words, basic phrases. We were telling them about, you know, our experiences with language and what's done for us, because a big part of this program as well is not just for them to learn another language, but also because they are from this small town, there isn't that much like opportunity outside of it, and the whole idea is really for them to see the outside world and for the outside world to see them.
¿Nos puedes contar un poquito del programa cultural que tienen aquí en el colegio? ¿Cómo te ha ayudado a ti personalmente?
A mí personalmente me ha ayudado mucho en el inglés, bueno, que expresarme de mejor manera y también conocer muchas maneras de poder comunicarme en inglés, ¿no?
We actually talked directly with Shayla, and we interviewed her to learn more about the program, where it started, how it became what it is today, and how it's important for the students.
Mi nombre es Sheila Milagro Aquino Ramos, soy docente en la institución educativa Yarmanco. Actualmente ocupo el cargo de coordinadora de tutoría. Trabajo ya años aquí en esta institución educativa.
¿Nos podrías contar un poquito más sobre el programa cultural que tienen aquí en la escuela?
Sí, claro. Gaby, con la iniciativa de implementar este proyecto de Intercultural Talk, es un proyecto en realidad muy interesante, donde hay un intercambio entre chicos que son del extranjero con chicos que son de acá, de Paccarectambo, ¿no? Es un intercambio no solo de idiomas, sino también de cultura, un intercambio de diálogo, donde se genera una confianza, una expresión libre, donde ellos puedan practicar también esto de lo que es el idioma del inglés, ¿no?
The great thing about this program, so it evolves over the last year. It's a pretty recent program that started in the town. They started with virtual meetings, so they connected with other foreigners that were interested in helping out. And basically, about once a month, they were meeting with the same students, different foreigners, and sometimes the same foreigners. So they're kind of building like a recurrent pattern here. And they share cultures, they share languages, so the kids will speak in Spanish, they will also practice their English, and the other person will kind of do the same, and they will also have that cross-cultural exchange. For us, we were one of the first people that actually went into the town.
We were the first. We were the first.
Yeah.
We were the first people to actually go in. We were kind of the guinea pigs of this little experiment that they had, because they'd done the Zoom, but there's only so much that you can do across a camera.
Yeah, the in-person format was definitely something that they've been wanting to try. And
Yeah.
they definitely wanted to take that as well. But the program is currently evolving. They wanted to make more changes, try to bring more people monthly in person if they can. ¿Qué es la importancia de poder tener un programa así en un lugar como Paccarectambo?
Lo más importante yo veo es, bueno, para los estudiantes es que es algo nuevo, porque son chicos del extranjero, ¿no? Entonces, y también el idioma y cómo que generan confianza entre ellos. Uno, la comunicación. Lo segundo es el lugar en el que nosotros nos encontramos. Se encuentra un centro arqueológico de Maucallacta, ¿no? Entonces, ¿cómo promocionar ese centro arqueológico, ¿no? Y cómo hacer que muchas personas del extranjero puedan conocer este espacio y puedan visitarlo. Y lo básico, nos dimos cuenta también que nosotros debemos de manejar el inglés para poder recepcionarlos, entenderlos y así poder contar y narrar nuestra historia tal cual como deba de ser, ¿no?
Claro.
Narrarlo desde el inicio, desde lo que saben y conocen de su cultura los estudiantes hasta lo demás que se pueda. Para nosotros se nos hace un poco complicado porque los chicos son nativos quechohablantes y es un poco complicado aprender el tercer idioma por la pronunciación,
Claro.
por las entonaciones y todo ello, ¿no? Y entender a personas que son del extranjero también se nos hace muy complicado. Entonces, pero ahí vamos trabajando con tal vez una comunicación básica, con términos básicos, pero vamos escalando por ahí, ¿no?
Sí.
Pero muy interesante.
So now that we were there and we were partaking in the program and we knew we were going to be teaching English for both days, I think we made the most effort, even though we weren't running on a lot of sleep, to be super engaged with the students and be able to participate as much as we could. So we were working with different age groups, different grades, so we kind of got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, over 2 days, we were teaching kids as young as like 6 and as old as like 16. So
yeah.
It was an interesting experience, and obviously, you had like the teenagers that were like acting like they were too cool for it, and then you had like the 6-year-olds that were like so excited about it that they couldn't even freaking do anything because they were just like freaking out that we were there.
No, it was definitely, I think the biggest part for us, obviously we never taught English before in any sort of class, but also kind of adapting to their learning experience in the sense that some of them have better understanding of English, more basic English, and we kind of work with each class, knowing what they did. We kind of started with like the same layout, and based on what we knew about them, we worked around the lesson that we had, which is kind of cool, the way like adapting to them, adapting to, again, crazy energy or just cool teenagers that do their thing.
And we also, like, we were asking them questions, having them ask us questions, words that they wanted to know in English and whatnot. And then outside of that, they were just like really awesome kids.
Yeah.
So
no, they were.
When we weren't teaching English, they were having us do some other stuff. I played a lot of soccer with the kids, which was a lot of fun. And we also, one of the days, we actually sat down and were reading with them. They had a day a week where they would sit and read from a book, and they had like 6 or 7 different groups of like reading groups, and we just sat down and he was in a higher group than me, obviously. I did my best.
It was pretty cool though, like learning not only about the class and the cultural exchange, but also the other activities that happen in the school.
Yeah, and we got there on a Monday morning, and so the first morning they were doing like a big like Peruvian national anthem thing. Like they were reciting their school's motto and all this stuff. I'd never seen anything like it. Like they had like a 7-year-old girl holding the flag like this, like for like 20 minutes, which was like, I don't know how her forearms are strong enough for that yet, but she did it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like the entire, it's not a big school, so the entire school just kind of lines up in the on the courtyard, and they sing the national anthem, they raise the flag. For me, it is similar. Like in Venezuela, when I was there for primary school, it was every beginning of the week we would go out the entire school and they'd sing the Venezuelan national anthem. We usually had days where it was short, like we only sang like the chorus. But the first beginning of the week, we'd do the entire thing. So it's kind of cool seeing that happen as well in another country in South America. So. Yeah. But after that, after sharing our experiences with them, after sharing our time with them, we actually headed into the town of Paccarectambo to see what it's about.
We spent our first day in Paccarectambo. Yes, sir. Quechuan village, about an hour and a half away from Cusco, teaching kids English.
We are doing that. I'd say we're doing pretty well. I'd say they're learning some English.
I think they learned some English today. We call that a side quest. It's a hell of a side quest. We'll actually be teaching some more English tomorrow too, so basically say I'm a professor, so I could be a middle school teacher one day if I wanted to.
Say that to the 6-year-olds you're getting.
Yeah, I was snapping at them. I could not be a teacher.
And
The walk there was fine because it was just straight downhill. The walk back wasn't because it was straight uphill.
yeah.
And on the walk back, we were also like, we had literally just done like I said, like 10-hour bus ride straight into teaching. It was like 3 p.m. We were tired, but
Yeah.
it was a cool town. It's a cool
It
town.
was. I think adding onto that, like it was very peaceful, very calm. There were a couple of locals, but it wasn't to say like Cusco, where it's crowded with tourists, or any of the other cities that we visited before during our travels. So it was a very cool experience being there. But like you said, when it was time to come back up, it was rough.
You're tired. After exploring Paccarectambo, we went back to the school and picked up our bags, and Shayla introduced us to Liz, who was a student at the school and whose family was going to be hosting us for the night in the homestay. So we headed up to her house. It's a very rural area, Paccarectambo is. So the house was also like a farmhouse. You had like a compound, so the family were staying on like one side and we were on the other. Right next to our room was like the kitchen. But then in the middle of the compound was literally a pigsty and a chicken coop. So the second that we walked out of our room, there were just animals everywhere. They had a dog. They had 2 dogs and a cat.
Dogs, cats, pigs, chickens. Like it was crazy. I loved it.
It was a lot of fun for us.
But after we actually got there and we dropped our bags off, after the entire day that we had, we took a nap.
Yeah, it was time to take a nap.
It was time.
We were in Paccarectambo. This is our room for the night. Staying with the family so we can teach more kids English tomorrow.
We ended up going back out of our room and sitting with the family and actually just start sharing time with them. And the mom was making dinner. The dinner was like this like soup that kind of felt like it had grits on it, and then like fried eggs and vegetables, like very filling.
Super loaded up. And also just like for some more context there, like we said, Cusco's at 3,500 meters, but Paccarectambo is at 3,700 meters, and this was in the middle of October. It was cold.
It was cold.
It was cold, and like they didn't have central heating or any of that stuff, so the soup was like perfect. It was great. And then we had some tea, we had some soup.
Yeah. So the issue with that though, there's a very specific cultural thing there that when they offer you food, you're expected to finish the whole plate.
Yep.
If you don't finish a plate, it's seen as disrespectful.
Yeah.
So we knew that going into it. We ate our food. It was delicious. But the mom asked me if I wanted tea. Oh, I thought it was tea. And then I said, yeah, sure. And she comes in and brings me a whole nother plate of food, which was full. And I was like,
yeah,
okay.
but he's complaining like he didn't finish it in 30 seconds flat. He's a freaking vacuum, so he was fine.
It was great. It was delicious. I was like, it was a lot. I had to put some work in for it.
He's a vacuum, so he finished it in 30 seconds
I
flat.
finished the food.
And he was happy.
It was great.
And we didn't commit any cultural issues with that one.
Can't be disrespectful.
No.
Cannot. And I still have my tea after.
Yeah. After we ate, we ended up having like a long conversation with Liz and her dad and her mom just about the town's history, because like I said at the start there, Paccarectambo is an ancient like Inca town. So most of the everyone in Paccarectambo is of Inca origins, and they all speak Quechua because of that. And we were talking to her dad, and he was telling us that of his generation, most people his age only speak Quechua. They don't even know how to speak Spanish. Liz's generation, so like the kids growing up now, they're all kind of being raised bilingual. The school will teach them Quechua. They speak Quechua with their family, but they all speak Spanish. But it's a new thing, which shows just like how important the Inca roots are for them, how important Quechua is for them. That they've kept all that stuff alive that strongly.
Preserved it for like hundreds of years.
I mean, thousands even.
No, it was really cool, like hearing all the stories from Inca history,
Just legends and everything,
talk about these 4 brothers, these Inca brothers that started the entire Inca Empire.
The Arya brothers.
The Arya brothers, and basically went into the whole legend that it says. There's 2 legends in Peru, but that's the one that the region identifies with the most. With the ruins that are nearby, Paccarectambo, which are Maucayacta.
Yeah, so actually the Arya brothers, who, like I said, are like where the Inca Empire is supposed to have been born from legend are actually from Paccarectambo, basically. There's the ruins Macayacta, which are like 20 minutes away, and they are where the Aria brothers were said to have left from to then find Cusco, find fertile land, and then form the Inca Empire. So when you think of Machu Picchu, when you think of even the Inca ruins in Cusco itself, Macayacta predates those by, you know, a while. And yet they're super, super, super well preserved. Like the homes still have artifacts in it. They take really good care of it too.
Yeah.
Like the grass is really nicely cut. They clearly are making an effort to keep it preserved and to make sure that it's well maintained. And there's a festival every year. I mean, they're very, very proud of Macayacta and of the ruins they have. And yet, when we went there, it was literally me, Gus, and Liz. And there was no one else. We just walked around these Inca ruins by ourselves.
It was great. It almost felt like you're walking through time.
Yeah, no, it felt like a time machine, really.
Yeah, like we weren't there with anybody else. You could really take in all the ruins and really see how they put this whole city together.
Yeah.
Back in hundreds of years ago, but it was super modern. Like
Yeah.
they had all these like sewage.
They had an
systems.
irrigation system. Yeah, like it still looks like it could work today. Like it was amazing. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And I think what was really impressive with that as well is, you know, we did Machu Picchu. We went to the ruins in Cusco, and they are amazing. They're super well preserved as well, and it's still just a testament to just Inca engineering.
Yeah.
But I think the difference was with those places, you didn't feel as connected because it was so overflowing with people.
Completely crowded. I mean, as
It
you
makes
could
the
expect,
experience completely different.
Yeah, it does change the way that you feel about. I mean, when you're walking through the ruins, when you're walking through Machu Picchu, you see thousands of people just taking pictures
Literally, yeah.
and moving around compared
Yeah.
to nothing.
Just
literally
nothing.
us.
It's just you.
Yeah. After the homestay, after the days teaching English, I think this experience is gonna be one that stays with us for a long time.
This is different than anything that we were able to do.
Yeah.
And it's definitely, I mean, in the moment we were saying it was exactly why we had started Nomads Eye, was for stuff like this. We were in like a town that doesn't really see many people from the outside, not many like foreign visitors. No one really knows about its existence. Like Paccarectambo's Wikipedia page is like literally like half a page long.
Yeah, when we knew we were gonna go into this town, we tried to look up information. There was really not that much out on the internet. So it is really nice to go in there and share a light on these voices, share a light on the students, on the program, on the culture that exists in Paccarectambo and the history that's like sitting behind it that nobody really knows about.
No one really talks about, you know.
Right.
And I thought that was a really, really special experience, and it's something that I'm definitely going to cherish for a long time. And I'm excited to, you know, try to bring more of this type of stuff into Nomads Eye. I think that's definitely the idea. That's what we want to push towards.
Definitely, it's just connect with the people that we meet and also be able to share their story to y'all.
And the connections that we made there were awesome. I mean, they took us in with open arms. It's a rural community. They definitely don't have the biggest economic like position. They're not rich or anything, but they took us in like they had more than enough to give us as well, you know.
They didn't know who we were.
They knew they had no
They
clue
had no
who we were.
clue, and they took us in with open arms.
Took us in with open arms, told us their stories, fed us.
Yeah, like they were amazing.
It was great.
Were super caring.
And you know, in our next video, we're gonna go deep into the history of Macayacta, of Paccarectambo, and of the Inca Empire. So stay tuned for that, and we hope you enjoy this one.
What do you think we're gonna eat?
There's a lot of chickens and pigs here, so one of those, probably.
Hopefully.
Just not guinea pig. Please don't make a guinea pig.